Welcome back to Alan's Trains, and today I will look at the cutting machine that I use, which is the Cricut Maker 3 or Cricut Maker 3, and I will also look at some of the accessories that I've used, and I find that they are virtually essential to make things a lot easier. I'll also look at the mats that you use and a few more tips about using the machine and the accessories. Starting with the machine itself, very easy to access. Lift the lid and she gets ready for use. This is the plate where you put the mats on, you rest the mats onto there, and here is the control panel, which is for the start, the mat in, mat out, pause, and then it's very easy to use from there. To add a knife to it, all you do is open this, place a knife into there. As you can see, I'm doing this one-handed as I'm holding the camera as well, and then that's the knife actually added to it. That's only one of the knives. That's the very fine blade that actually comes with the machine itself. If we now look at the accessories that you can get with the machine, there are a selection here that I've put out. This one is to scrape things off the actual mat when you're finished, and as you can see, there's a pair of scissors. There's this is very useful. This allows you to get the very fine cuttings off the mat. This one is for when you've got a large sheet to get off the mat. It's easy to get under and pull off. And one of the most useful is this little pair of tweezers for picking some of the very small things up. As you can see here, I've put a selection out, and as you can see, this first one is the knife blade kit, which comes complete with the holder like this, and it is gear driven, as you can see, and the gear drive is actually connecting with the machine. I find this very accurate. The cover is on the knife at the end, and there's the knife sticking out. The spare blades that you can get, as you can see here, the fine cut blade, and then above that you can actually see this is the deep cut blade, and as shown here, the blade itself is a very small attachment that when you push the top plunger, you can then change the blade. One of the things that you must do, I've found with these, is to clean the blades every time you've used them. And one of the things that I do use is an aluminium or alcohol foil ball, as you can see there just at the top of the picture, and you just plunge that knife into there a number of times to clean the blade, but I also believe that sharpens the blade as well. These are the packs that you buy with the spare blades in. You've then got such as this one. This is a scoring tool, and again it's gear driven and allows you to score lines. The second item next to it is just a different thickness of scoring, so you can actually score the paper or the card so that you can bend the card a lot easier. Onto the mats. The mats that you use come in three grips. There's the light grip, the standard grip, and the strong grip. And it depends on what thickness material you're using, what type of material. But I've actually brought out a couple of the older mats, so you can actually see here where if you do get the cutting depths wrong, you will actually see them score the actual mat itself. But you do get quite a bit of that anyway. And if you look above at just above that, you can see that the scoring is there, but a lot lighter than where it's been cut too deep. Now, one of the things that I do is I keep a record of all the settings that I've used, and I use it on a spreadsheet like this. This tells me the type of material, the thickness, the weight or the grams of the paper, what setting to select, what material to set, what blade to use, the setting, number of passes that it needs to make, which you adjust within the machine, and whether the model is complex or simple, and what mat to use, whether it's heavy, standard or light. And one of the things that you do need to do with these is that when you get up to the thicker materials on the mats, I suggest that you buy this, which is simply masking tape, which you then put round the edges of your material so it doesn't lift at the edges on the mat, because the mats are sticky, but the stickiness does disappear as they age. There are various glues you can put onto them, but one of the things that you can do, and this is a trick and a tip, is to buy yourself some of these baby wipes. And if you wipe the surface of the mat over a few times with the baby wipes and then let it dry, you will find that it tends to bring the glue back to life again, which can save you buying very expensive mats. Well, that's it for this episode, and hope that's helped you in your decisions on the cutting machine and how to use it. And in the next video, what I'll deal with is making that first cut on the machine and how to load the mats onto the machines. Thanks for watching. See you next time.